Hello, Greg from Balloon Market here and welcome to BMTV. This week I'm really excited to have Nikki Thompson here from Northstar Balloons. So Nikki, hello.
Hello Greg, how are you?
I'm very well, thanks. Thanks for coming in today. Okay, so Northstar Balloons, relatively new here in the UK. Can you tell us a little bit more about Northstar Balloons?
Yes, Northstar actually based in Minnesota. We've been established now since 2007. The actual owner or founder of Northstar was actually the founder of Anagram 35 years ago, a guy called Gary Keeves. He then sold it on to Amscan in 2004 and then decided a few years later to come back and obviously bring up Northstar. He now runs it with his daughter Nico. And yeah, it's going strong.
So why did Gary come back? Did he just miss balloons or something?
Yeah, I think balloons were in his blood. As he said, it's just, he couldn't walk away. So yeah. Once he'd done it, it was like, oh, I've got to go back to that business again. Balloons is his passion. And I say when his daughter Nico was happy to come along as well.
Yeah.
Nico's now the chairman, let's get out there and start the business again. So, and it's working.
Yeah.
I think because of the family side of it, they've both got the same love of balloons. Nico grew up with balloons, her twin sister grew up with balloons, and obviously the mum as well. So it's always been in their blood. So when I think they gave it up, it was always destined to come back. And they just enjoy the industry, which I think shows with the products they bring out. They're not just playing at it. They know what people want, they listen to what people want, and they thrive on that side of things. So it's a lovely company to deal with because of that reason. They
do listen to people, what people want, because when we first met Nico at the Spring Fair, I think it was 2 or 3 years ago, she was very keen to say, what is it you need? And I think we talked about hashtags and ampersands, which I know are part of the range now. So she was really keen to hear from people what we thought.
If you can prove to her that it's got a business or a customer can say, let's try it, she's happy to listen. And I think that's where they work. Where some companies, we've got to focus in one direction, everybody's doing an age range, we've got to do an age range, everybody's doing that, we've got to do that. They don't. They look at things and say, well, hang on a minute, what aren't people doing? Yeah. Let's try and do something that's got a little bit of originality rather than carry on with, and I think because of that, people like it. Fishing ranges, like with their large numbers, they've gone into the 16-inch small numbers. They've got their large shapes, so they've matched it with their 14-inch smaller shapes. So everything's got a pattern to it, rather than just saying, oh, just pick it off the, and bring it. So nothing is just produced willy-nilly. It's literally, let's think about it and get it right.
There's a demand for it.
Yeah, and it's nice to listen to when you listen to them because the keenness comes out yourself. So if you work for them, you can't help not being keen on the products because their fondness of them shines through rather than like, oh, here you go, it's another balloon. They don't. It's like, oh my God, this is an X. Oh, a dinosaur. So yeah, they're a good company.
That's great, isn't it? A little bit of passion there.
Yeah,
it just means that the product is ultimately better at the end. So no, that's great. So tell me a little bit more about your role within Northstar Balloons.
Well, I'm obviously from the balloon industry for 10 years and from Party before that. So I've been around the block a bit, as they say. But with Northstar, I've come on board to really get into the UK. We're obviously in the UK and we're in Ireland, but we need more coverage. My aim is to get back out there, get Northstar recognised across the board rather than in individual places.
So you are effectively Northstar here in the UK?
Yeah, I run all of the UK and Ireland for everything. So anything that's going to happen in the UK comes from myself. So you sell just to wholesalers. Is there any reason you don't sell directly to retailers? Well, we tend to support the wholesalers, obviously in the UK, because we have got some very reliable wholesalers. They back us, they take our ranges for us. So for us, we'd rather support them and obviously give the customers to yourselves than start going in and taking all your customers. With Northstar, obviously everything comes from the US, so the freight charges are really high as well, and the minimum orders aren't particularly low. No, it does work well. Quite a lot of our customers just buy sometimes 2s and 3s of balloons, and we don't actually have any minimum order at all. So for them to say buy £1,000 worth of balloons would be quite difficult. Whereas with us, they buy a few pounds worth, and it just means we get a lot in on a regular basis. If I've got keen wholesalers that happily stock the range for me and supply my customers, why go and take their customers, end user? I'll let them do it. I'm quite happy with that. Yeah, well, we're big fans of that, so that's great.
Okay, should we talk a little bit about the product range itself? We've got a few things here on the table. We've got a few balloons behind us. What are your best-selling products?
At the moment, I'd definitely say 16-inch numbers and letters.
Like these ones?
Yeah, they're a great range. They come packaged with a little straw, so you can. It's self-sealing. The customer can actually take it home and blow them up themselves.
Yeah.
And it's nice and easy to send. So someone like yourselves, an online site, you can post that quite easily. It doesn't take up a lot of room. The joy of these as well is they can reuse them, so they can let them down again. So it's got more value to it. If they're buying something like Happy Birthday or a kiddie's name, they can use them again the following year. Yeah. So it just gives it that little bit more versatility.
That's a good idea, actually. I've not thought of that before, that you can just put the straws back in, let the air out, and then use them again. That's a really good idea, and something that our customers could use to sell these to their customers.
Especially when you've got 3 or 4 children in a family, it can be quite expensive. We all know birthday parties are really expensive, and they're getting more expensive every year. These are a good cheap range anyway, a good value range. But if you can get 3 or 4 parties out of these, it's going to make that so much easier, and just add your child's name or their age for that particular year.
Okay, so that's the best-selling range, all of these 16-inch air-filled balloons. What is your favourite product, or what are your favourite products?
Obviously the 16-inch range, because it's an easy sell, and it's got so many uses. You couldn't not like it. Yeah. But I have got a thing for my dinosaurs at the moment. We've brought 4 in the range. We've made them so they look like a dinosaur as best we can, obviously. Yeah. And yeah, they're selling well, but they've just got a cuteness about them that's a little bit different from a normal range of balloons. Yeah. So yeah, I probably have at the moment. I think the dinosaurs with the film launches and everything that's going on. Yeah,
because we've got Jurassic Park, obviously, Jurassic World. That's out now, actually. So,
and the children are loving these. The response on them has been really good. And even down to, I say, my grandson the other day, I air-filled one, and he just sort of threw it around the room and was fighting with the dinosaur, and he had just as much fun as whether he helium-filled it or air-filled it.
I like them because they're actually a proper shape. It's not just printed onto a shape foil, so you've got the horns sticking out of that one, and you've got the teeth sticking out of this one. I really like that. I think they're excellent.
Yeah, I think part of Northstar is we do the 3D, very much into 3D manufacturing. So all our shapes do tend to be sort of, in the same sort of format, rather than just be a round balloon with a picture on. So yeah, in the catalogue you'll see everything is very similar to this idea.
You also do 1 or 2 more unusual balloons, like this guy, a gnome. One thing I did notice on this is, as well as just the design on the front, it's a different design on the back. So you've got him holding a present behind there. It says, "Glad to gnome you, happy birthday." So yeah, very different to other things that you can.
The thing is, it's very easy, and also it's very easy just to put the same picture on the back.
Yeah, yeah.
Which is, I say, it's an easy cop-out, but we do tend to try, if we can, to, even with the spheres or our cubes, to put individual pictures on, different sides. So the balloon has got more sort of value to it, if you like. So it tends to work.
Yeah, I think it's good to have things that are different, because not everybody has them. So
yeah, because you don't see a gnome with 2 heads normally.
You don't. So Nikki, all 4 balloons do have a failure rate. Do you know what the failure rate is for Northstar balloons?
Not on percentage-wise. I can only go by what I've seen myself over the last 4 months. The feedback I'm getting from customers is they're very good. I've had very rarely any phone calls or returns. The feedback from people like yourselves and stores are saying, customers are happy, they're not getting failures. So I think because of the way Northstar work, we tend to be very much for quality, and I think it's showing on the ranges that we're doing. At the office, I'm not a manufacturer myself, obviously, I'm just a sales representative, but there seems to be a thing that people say that let's speed the machines up. We've sold a lot of dinosaurs, T-Rex has gone crazy, let's double the machines and get double out. Northstar won't do that. They would rather just keep to what they're doing at the speed of the machines that's doing it, which hence is why the quality is still there. It's too easy to get into that thing of let's speed everything up. But yeah, it's so fast, and obviously touching wood. I'm really pleased with the quality at the moment, and going forward, that's one of our big things that's always going to be in a priority.
I have to agree. We rarely have any complaints about the Northstar balloon range. So we do sell a lot of the 16-inch now. Okay, right, now I want to find out a little bit more about you. So we've got some fun questions.
Right, go on then.
The first one is, you're on a desert island, you're allowed 3 non-essential things. What 3 non-essential things do you think you'd take with you?
As a girl, or woman, as I say, I'd have to, this is really sad because I'm not going to have any electric, but I need my straighteners. I cannot, and the fact there's going to be humidity on that island, it is going to be like, you know, charming one from Friends. It's just never going to happen. So I'd probably have to say my straighteners just as a back, like a sort of, to make me feel better that I know they're there even though I can't use them. Someone like Bear Grylls in my pocket would be quite good if I could take Bear Grylls, just the fact that he could feed me, because I need to eat all the time. So I'd like to say wine, but then I'd want more than 1 bottle, and I probably couldn't carry it. So if you could give me a
wine cellar?
No, an island with grapes.
Okay.
I could then take a wine, what do you call them? Make my own wine.
So you'd want a winery? It'd be your non-essential item?
Yeah, a nice winery.
You'd have a winery on a desert island?
A winery on a desert island with my straighteners.
And Bear Grylls.
That sounds perfect, yeah.
Okay, that sounds good. That's good. Interesting answer. Right, the next question. Fantasy dinner party. Who would you invite to your fantasy dinner party?
I tend to like Miranda, which is very sad because I know she's a very sort of strange comedian. Someone like Miranda, I think, Dawn French, I think, you know, when she fell down that hole in Vicar of Dibley, was just, to this day, I just think it's amazing. Someone like Morecambe and Wise, because Miranda obviously does a show like the Morecambe and Wise, to get someone of those sort of people round a table and just see if they're generally like that face to face, because they've got such a novel way of comedy.
So lots of comedians.
Bit of James Corden would be good.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I like him as well, yeah. Yeah, anything like just
comedians. You know what you find? They're probably all really boring in real life.
Yeah, and I'd be really upset then. I won't want to see them again, but yeah.
Ah, good. Okay, right. I've got a list of a few options for you, okay?
All right, okay.
One or the other, and just go with whatever you think.
Oh, this could be dodgy.
So, first one, chocolate or Haribo?
Haribo.
Oh, okay. Formula 1 or Wimbledon?
Formula 1.
Chinese or Indian?
Indian.
Oh, you know your food. An active holiday or a relaxing holiday?
Relaxing by the beach with a glass of wine.
Okay. Go back to wine again on the beach, yeah? Okay. A convertible or a 4x4?
Convertible.
Cat or dog?
Dog.
And the last one, Amscan or Northstar?
Got to be Northstar.
Nikki, thanks very much for coming in today.
No problem.
It's been lovely chatting with you. Hopefully we'll be able to meet you again at some point and do another chat like this, maybe sometime when we've got some new products out after the spring fair, something like that. Yeah,
I'd love to. Anytime, just give me a ring and I'll be down.
Okay, fantastic. Well, that's it from us this week. Thanks very much for watching. See you next week. Bye. Something else I want to show you. Obviously, at the end of the school year, I talked previously about gifts for teachers and how people are competing and trying to do bigger gifts, better gifts, buy them, make them, whatever. Well, what about an apple for teacher? You know what? I'm going to show you how to make one of these. Okay, so Minions are everywhere at the moment. They're in the cinema. And they're everywhere. I think all the high street shops are using Minions in some way in their marketing. So I thought I'd just show you some of the Minion stuff that we have.